There are more rumors that Deadpool 3 will include the Time Variance Authority, an important part of Disney Plus's Loki show. This is said to happen in Deadpool 3, which will come out in 2024. In this movie, Ryan Reynolds' anti-hero will be a fish out of water, traveling through time and space with his best friend Wolverine. Even though there are problems at the TVA, the time travel shenanigans that will be a big part of this story are sure to get the group's attention. Deadpool 3, including the TVA, could fix 3 potential issues. Deadpool 3 will be the first in the series to take place in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One theory says that the TVA's involvement could fix 3 problems that the movie might have. The first time the TVA was seen in the MCU was in the Disney Plus show Loki. It helped explore the idea of the multiverse, which is important to phases 4, 5, and 6, in a way that was easier to understand. By using the TVA, Deadpool 3 might be able to avoid some of the problems that people have been worried about since the character moved to the MCU. The first time Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will show up in the MCU is one of the few things that has been confirmed about Deadpool 3. Sean Levy will direct the movie. Through variations, the TVA could ease worries about Jackman's return and about the movie not being R-rated like Fox's other movies in the franchise. On top of that, the TVA could give Deadpool a reason to keep being meta-aware in the real world. First, it's worth looking into where the Deadpool 3 TVA rumors came from. There have been a few rumors from people who work in the industry, but they don't have a real source or much credibility. But something from the movie star, Ryan Reynolds, could give some clues about whether or not the TVA will be in the new movie. Soon after it was said that the TVA and Owen Wilson's Mobius, a character from Loki, would play big parts in Deadpool 3, a Twitter account that looked like Loki's Miss Minutes sent Reynolds a tweet greeting Deadpool, to which Reynolds replied. The TVA would allow for Deadpool's meta style to continue in the MCU. When Marvel Studios said that Deadpool would be joining the MCU, one of the worries was that he would be toned down in some way. People also wondered how his humor that broke the fourth wall and made fun of himself would work in the MCU. Fox's X-Men movies had a very complicated timeline, which gave Deadpool a lot of material for his jokes about jokes. But because the MCU has a clear focus on continuity and tone, many people wondered how Disney would use this. The TVA, on the other hand, could give a character like Deadpool just what he needs to make fun of his new franchise. Loki's TVA is all about different versions of the past, so Deadpool could spend his time traveling through different MCU universes and meeting different Marvel characters along the way. This would let the writers of Deadpool and the character himself keep making jokes about his new environment, just like he did in the X-Men movies. But the TVA also gives this meta humor an in-universe reason, which could make the humor feel more natural than the references in Deadpool and Deadpool 2, which could be jarring. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine could be a variant at the TVA. Fans of the X-Men franchise were also worried when it was announced that Hugh Jackman would play Wolverine in Deadpool 3. The biggest worry was about how Wolverine's story ended, since the Logan movie seemed to end Jackman's time playing the character in a very satisfying and emotional way. Because of this, many people said that Wolverine should be played by a different actor in the MCU so as not to ruin Logan's perfect ending. When Jackman said he would play the role again, people worried that Deadpool 3 would do the same thing, but in one of the videos, Jackman and Reynolds made to tease the movie. They said that Logan was dead in the X-Men universe and that they were trying hard not to change that. So the TVA can be the perfect in-universe MacGuffin for Wolverine's return that has nothing to do with the X-Men franchise. The TVA and Loki brought the idea of variants to the MCU. Variants are different versions of the same character from other universes. Depending on which universe they're from, they can look the same, similar, or completely different. If Wolverine was a variant of the TVA, that would explain both how he is different from Logan and the X-Men and why he looks the same. The TVA could ease worries about Deadpool 3's mature rating. As was already said, another worry among fans was that Deadpool and Deadpool 2's mature ratings would not be allowed or would be changed in some way in the MCU, even though Disney has repeatedly said that Deadpool 3 would be an R-rated movie. Through the TVA, though, there is a cool way that both situations could actually happen, which would fit Deadpool's meta humor. As the TVA deals with the Marvel multiverse, Deadpool 3 could have its main character move through universes with a similar tone to the MCU's past, hence the censored side, as well as the many R-rated universes over the years to fit with the character's mature roots. From R-rated universes like Marvel's early Blade and the Punisher movies to more mature MCU efforts like the Netflix Marvel shows, Deadpool 3 could include them to include the more R-rated humor that fans of the character have come to expect. This would fit with the MCU's latest saga, the Multiverse Saga, because it would explore the vast multiverse. It would also give the movie a chance to poke fun at its new Disney home with funny censorship jokes before switching to the R-rated jokes of Deadpool's past and MCU's future. This would make both kinds of MCU fans happy and give a cool in-universe reason to look at how different Deadpool and the Marvel Studios universe are. All of this shows how important it would be for Deadpool 3 to have the TVA involved. Chris Evans may return to the MCU as Johnny Storm in Deadpool 3. There are a lot of rumors and guesses going around about Ryan Reynolds' plans to visit a lot of characters from the Fox universe in Sean Levy's third installment of the Deadpool Deadpool series. Hugh Jackman will be back as the mutant X-Men character Logan, also known as Wolverine. This doesn't mean that Deadpool 3 won't bring back more surprise characters. Culture Spider, a well-known Marvel reporter, recently posted something interesting about Deadpool 3 on Twitter. It seemed to confirm that Chris Evans would be back as Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. This rumor comes just a few weeks after it was said that the Fantastic Four would make an epic appearance in the movie. Now that Marvel is planning to reboot the Fantastic Four franchise and bring the superhero team into the MCU, its characters could very well be a part of the multiversal storyline starring with Levy's Deadpool 3. But Marvel Studios hasn't said anything about the following rumors yet. This crossover has been talked about before, so this isn't the first time it's been brought up. Daniel Richman, a well-known insider, said that Evans' Human Torch will be in Deadpool 3, and Reynolds' scarred mercenary will use Nathan Summers' time-traveling machine, also known as Cable, to go back to the old Fox franchises in the MCU. Right now, we don't know if Johnny Storm will be one of the main characters in the movie or if he will just make a cameo, but it would be fun to see Evans' superhero and Reynolds' rebellious anti-hero on the same screen. A meeting between Deadpool and the Fantastic Four could also lay the groundwork for the Fantastic Four's MCU movie, which is set to come out in 2025. Next up, Daredevil's Charlie Cox expresses interest in joining Deadpool 3. According to Charlie Cox, he hopes to see Daredevil in the third installment of Deadpool. Following the cancellation of the Defenders saga series on Netflix, fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe were left wondering when and where their favorite heroes from the streets would appear next. People were relieved that they did not have to wait an excessive amount of time to see Cox play the Man Without Fear once more in Spider-Man No Way Home. A Marvel producer named Kevin Feige was quick to announce that the adventures of the character would continue in a new show on Disney Plus called Daredevil Born Again. The series is going to have a soft reboot, and it is anticipated that it will premiere in the year 2024. Cox hopes that Daredevil will become a more significant part of the MCU because of all the buzz surrounding the show. At the German Comic-Con Winter Edition, he gave an interview to the Twitter account Deadpool Updates, where he stated that he would be thrilled to have the opportunity to appear in Deadpool 3. In terms of personality and character, Deadpool is typically a lot lighter than Cable, despite the fact that both characters have a dark side. However, based on what has been said by Cox, it seems as though the new Daredevil Born Again series won't have the same tone as previous installments. Would Daredevil and Deadpool really fit together? After being in Spider-Man No Way Home, Cox played Daredevil in the show She-Hulk Attorney at Law, but this time he wore a new costume. In the series, he became involved with the main character and fell in love with her. Even though his appearance was well received, people noticed that his character was portrayed in a much lighter way than when he last appeared in his Netflix show. He made jokes and did funny things. From what Cox said, it sounds like this will be a part of the new show. People had different reactions to seeing Daredevil act funny, but this change would work better with Deadpool. Even though the Netflix version was dark, it didn't leave any room for connections to other worlds if Daredevil had been added to the MCU canon. Now that Disney is in charge of the character and has given him a funny side, his new look could fit in well with the darkly funny style of the Merc with a mouth. Also, seeing the characters work together could lead to funny jokes about jokes that only Deadpool could make. Unfortunately, guys, that is all the time we had for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers.